So here we go with our starting grid for the Junior Rotax final. Max Cuthbert struggling to get off of the line. However, he has got back going again. Let's take you through the starting grid. On pole position, it's Italy's Alberto Chico Fracassi. He'll be joined on the front row by Boluet with Kenzo Craigie, Casper Schormans, Lucas L, Armand Hamilton, Max Cuthbert, Timo Jungling, Krik Knoren and Julian Kovacevic, who rounds out the top 10. Max Sidursky in 11th, head of Mateo Radenkovic. Hamza Al-Fayez and Archie Clark round out row 7. Charlie Smith from the USA, from Newport Beach, California, lines up on the inside of row 8 alongside Thomas Behrman. Matthias Yellow, Tom Streller, Ollie Wise, Laura Bubanova, Thomas Ingram Hill, Olivia Yonkers, Noah Janssen, and Joshua Graham complete the top 12 rows. Casper Nissen not showing, but I'm not too sure if he might be in the dummy grid, as he might not have gotten started, unless he is behind the tire walls. I don't think he's going to get going, though. Ryan Bourguignon, 26, Sebastian Koch, Mathieu Saumetre, Antoine Crissel. Then we have got Cameron Nelson, Theo Palmer, Tay Stevens, August Raber, Zen El Homosani, Boris Maximov, and Oscar Gouchot rounding out the 36-strong grid. So we get set, we get ready for 11 minutes plus an additional lap of racing here at Karting des Fagnes in Marienburg. So, cheers coming in for Julian Kovacevic, Hamza Al-Fayez. The field is primed and ready. As Casper Nissen gets ready to wait until the field gets through into the tram lines. Revs rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? We look to be. Are we lights out and racing? Yes, we are. And a good start at the front end of the field. 3 wide coming through into turn number 1 as they head down into turns 2 and 3 for the first time of asking. Leading the way, it is Casper Schormans. Second is Kenzo Craigie. Oh, bit of a tail-happy back end for Boluet, but as he got past Alberto Chico Fracassi, he's got round the outside through turn 5. He's on the dirt, he's on the grass. He's trying to get through on Kenzo Craigie. But did he get through is the big question. Yes, he did. Fracassi down into 4th. That's maybe even make that 5th. The traction is an absolute premium here at Karting des Fagnes. And this just goes to show that you add in the spiciness of a wet race, and then there is chaos and a bit of pandemonium thrown in for good measure. Cheers coming in from OH Management for Armand Hamilton as the drivers now make their way through the penultimate corner and now up the slight incline. Casper Schormans has the lead. It's 1.36 seconds. And that is after the opening lap. Casper Schormans has done a Sebastian Vettel like he did in his Red Bull days. Out of the DRS window, even though karts don't have DRS. Drivers now making their way through turn 4 very, very slowly but surely. It's like treading on eggshells. It's like a proverbial ice rink. Armand Hamilton now past Boluet for second position. Josh Graham already up to 16th and climbing. Joshua Graham started 24th. That's 8 positions. He's right behind Thomas Behrman. One of the drivers looks to be falling a bit down the order. It was an Argenti Motorsport car I just spotted. But Max Cuthbert really doing a great job. But he's just lost it. Coming through out of turn number 11. And the rain has started coming down again. The rain is coming back on the circuit. And the deluge of spray will directly in correlation increase. Shawman's lead now is just under 2.1 seconds after just 2 laps. Kenzo Craigie all the way down in 10th position. Joshua Graham is 12th. Now, folks, this guy had chain-related problems in qualifying. He battled to get through, not have to worry about the second chance heat. And now in the wet, he's absolutely thriving. Bit of a wobble there behind Timo Jungling. That's Krit Knorden. And that's the battle for P5. Archie Clark battling away with Max Cuthbert. Ollie Wise 9th. Kenzo Craigie 10th. Max Sadurski 11th. Josh Graham 12th. Matthias Jellerup, I don't think is behind him anymore because it looks like the 259 of Thomas Behrman is now in front. And that rain is coming down a little bit more forceful than it was earlier on. The rain is now here. Nearly a little bit of a moment there for Thomas Behrman, I believe. That might have been Ollie Wise. So that would have been Ollie Wise. The spray is sometimes making it difficult to make out the numbers. As Hamza Al-Fayez is battling. Looks to be with more than likely Tate Stevens. So we have just under 7 minutes remaining. Oh, bit of a tail-happy kart again. And this time, Archie Clark right up the inside through turn 4 on Krit Knorden, who gets back through on the inside of the run out of turn 4 and into turn 5. However, Armand Hamilton is the fastest driver out there. 1 minute, 14.060. The race lead that Shawman's did have was just over 2 seconds. Armand Hamilton just took nearly 4 tenths out of him. Drivers trying to get through. There's a little bit of a touch, and we've got a spinner. That is the 2.54 around and around. And that is Charlie Smith from the USA. Got a little bit of a touch from behind. Might have been, I'm not too sure whether it may have been from Thomas Ingram Hill or Alberto Kiko Fracassi. They were all very, very close together. Armand Hamilton is now a second behind. The weather has got to that point where the track is completely saturated. There is no millimetre of tarmac that is completely bone stock dry. And a little bit of a tussle between Josh Graham and Thomas Behrman coming out of turn number 4. They are now fringes away from the top 10. And who's in 10th? The 256 of KR Sports Ollie Wise. Timo Jungling in the meantime has got through for 4th on Lucas Selle from France. Now, this is where it gets interesting because look at, well, hang on a second. I've just seen Casper Schomans and Armand Hamilton go through shot. That lead is no longer a second. That's more like 4 tenths. Armand Hamilton is absolutely ripping up the tarmac, trying to chase down Casper Schomans for the race lead. As Behrman gets through on Graham going through into turn number 12. There's Jungling going through. Hamilton now less than 6.5 tenths behind Casper Schomans. In the battle for the race lead. Is that Hasnain Khan I spot in the chat? Let's go Max Cuthbert and Josh Graham. Well, Hasnain at the moment. Max is currently 8th. Josh is currently 12th. So there are still 4 minutes and 12 seconds still to go, plus an additional lap here at Karting des Fagnes. An RV245 saying Armand is going to win the thing. There is a very, very big chance that could happen, because look at the gap now between first and second position. Armand Hamilton now knows he has the opportunity to go for broke. He has time on his side. Shawmans now just has to keep it pinned and just keep calm. Don't crack under the pressure. Also the fact that Casper Shawmans is doing an absolutely sterling job at the front end of the field. You have to give credit where credit is due, but if the back end's going to step out on tight corners like that right-hander at turn 3, Armand Hamilton will be very, very quickly past him. Mark Edmonds saying, Josh Graham, come on, get your head down. Matej Radenkovic and Thomas Ingram Hill, along with Max Sidursky, now round out the top 15. Now the 207, Mathis Lemaitre has got a 5-second time penalty as of 7 minutes ago for all 4 wheels out of the tram lines. So within the first couple of minutes, race control have said, right, that's not exactly what you're allowed to do. You get a slap on the wrist penalty. So 2 wheels out of the tram lines, it's 3 seconds. All 4 wheels, it's 5 seconds. You go to the grand finals, however, all 4 wheels out of the tram lines is a 10-second time penalty. So we still have 35 runners. Charlie Smith has got back going again, I believe. So the youngster from Corona Del Mar in Newport Beach, California, has had his share of trials and tribulations. Archie Clark, in the meantime, now past Luca Sell, and that, more importantly, is for 5th position. Coming up to just over a minute and a half still remaining. The spray is absolutely biblical here at Karting des Fagnes. And look what has just happened. Ollie Wise is now behind Thomas Behrman and Josh Graham. These 3 now round out the top 12. Behind them there is the 296 of Matej Radenkovic, who here a couple of years ago in the B&L Karting Series was absolutely mighty in the wet, but it's been a very different story here. Less than 60 seconds to go. We've got 2 more laps remaining. Casper Shawmans still leading the way after 8 laps. We're on lap number 9. But with 32 seconds to go, Casper Shawmans has enough of a lead. Armand Hamilton was closing, but unfortunately, the 2-1-2 in the latter stages, the last few couple of minutes, has started losing time, even though Armand Hamilton has got the fastest lap of the race in his pocket. So timer has now expired. Last lap board of the weekend for Junior Rotax, and Casper Shawmans sees it first. Next up, it's Armand Hamilton. As a little bit further back, there is some toing and froing between the 230 of Boris Maximov and the 222 of Casper Nissen. The front bumper of Boris Maximov's kart is absolutely stoved in. Big dent right in the center. Archie Clark still in 5th position, but there is your race leader. 3 wins yesterday, started in the pre-final a little bit further down than he would have wanted on the outside of row number 2. But Kasper Schaumanns has shown that he wants to win this title this season. It is going to go down to the wire at Paul Fletcher International on the 8th to the 10th of September. Radenkovic has had to do a bit of damage limitation this weekend because Kasper Schaumanns powers over the crest through the chicane for the final time, and the 240 from JJ Racing wins the final, ahead of Almond Hamilton by just under 1.3 seconds. Boluet rounds out the top three. Timo Jungling fourth, Archie Clark fifth, Lucas Sells, Krik Noren, Pippin Kenzo, Craigie by 31 thousandths of a second for seventh, Max Cuthbert, Thomas Behrman 10th, Joshua Graham from 24th on the grid to finish 11th. Great job by Ollie Wise, 19th to 12th. Matej Radenkovic started 12th, finished in 13th place. Thomas Ingram Hill and Alberto Kiko Fracassi ran at the top 15. Matthias Jaderup, Tay Stevens, Julia Kovacevic, Max Swiderski, Kasper Nissen, Boris Maximov, Noah Janssen, Oscar Guccio, Tom Sturler, Ryan Bourguignon, Hamza Al-Fayez, Olivier Yonkers, Sebastian Koch, Zain El Homosani, Laura Bubenova. They round out the top 30 with Antoine Grisel, Theo Palmer, August Raber, Matthew Sometre and Charlie Smith from the United States, all completing the full 10 laps, with Cameron Nelson unfortunately out just less than 1.8 seconds after he went lights out earlier on today.